immediately after the first race of the season, Red Bull's rivals seemed happy to hand them this year's title with 22 races still to run, 21 now of course. Verstappen won the opening race by 11 seconds from Perez, with Alonso massive 38 seconds behind. It was a similar story in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It was utterly dominant performances, and one Verstappen achieved despite racing well within the capabilities of his car. George Russell said after Bahrain Grand Prix, Red Bull have got this championship sewn up. I don't think anyone will be fighting with them, and they could even win every single race this year. On the face of it, it's hard to argue with Russell. F1's history is littered with seasons dominated by a single team or driver, and the sport appears to be in the early stage of a new era of relentless success for Red Bull and Verstappen. Although a team may not have won every race in the season, McLaren came closest in 1988 with 15 out of 16. Red Bull's performance advantage in Bahrain was big enough to raise the question of whether that feat is possible in 2023. The race also comes with a big caveat. As one side of the Bahrain Grand Prix is, and as one side of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, they are tracks that may be different to other tracks that we'll visit later in the season, different tarmac as well. Bahrain especially has rough track surface, heavy layout that punishes rear tyres. They kind of show they can do it all with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Along with Alonso's Aston Martin, Red Bull were practically the only team to manage degradation effectively, with Mercedes and Ferrari struggling. Mercedes kind of struggling a bit less in Jeddah, but Ferrari still having that issue everywhere. Red Bull, it just seems so strong in high speed, the DRS that they've got. Ferrari, they were the big ones for me in the last weekend, just weren't able to get their car working in either track really. It does look like everywhere we go, Red Bull will have the faster car with the races that played out. Another thing though that could come into it is reliability. We saw in qualifying and even the race in Saudi Arabia, Verstappen reporting dry shaft issues, funny noises and all of that. It'll be interesting to see if that comes to play, because obviously 23 races in a year, it's going to be a lot that the engine has to deal with. Will they have to take grid penalties and stuff like that, which maybe could hamper them? While Verstappen and Red Bull, at least in the start of the season, or for quite a long way into the season, will probably have the fastest car, there remains a lot of questions over they can win the title. Mercedes seem quite bullish about an upgrade package, but then again they have been saying that for last year or whatever, and it hasn't pulled off, so we'll have to wait and see from that. But now seems to be heading into a Red Bull direction, and seem to think their R&D upgrades are bigger gains than have been shown previously by quite a lot. So who knows? But at the moment, the signs, I think it's fair to say, are pretty ominous for Verstappen and Red Bull, with their incredible pace in a straight line, their incredible tyre management. Just the way you watch the car, it's on absolute rails. Aston Martin over the course of the season, will they be able to challenge them? I don't think so, but with more wind tunnel time, you never know. But Mercedes switching to their car concept, I still feel like they could be the bigger concept. Vasseur remains convinced that that Ferrari's concept can work, but I don't know, we just don't see much evidence of that at the moment, really, do we? And so that'll be the concerning thing for them. But at the moment, like I say, Red Bull just seem ominous. But over the course of the season, will they win every race this season? I still don't feel like they will. I think that at some point there'll be a race where they trip up, maybe trip each over or something like that. But I can see it being an incredibly dominant season. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, don't forget to comment down and follow the channel for daily F1 news and subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.